Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fortnite video. So in this video we have the winners for FNTS Grand Finals for NA East Day 1 region, and the winners were Devi, Miro and Reverse2k. Congratulations to Reverse2k, he absolutely deserved that. He has been playing Fortnite for so long and I'm really happy to see him actually in the first place. Hopefully he will keep the first place also in tomorrow's Grand Finals as well. Please guys, make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. We are really close to 1700 subscribers, so if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.
42 builds, they take the high ground, but we know Zayd's team will not give this up easily. They will try and take it back if they can. They're chopping them out. Can they hold it? N-Pen goes down to Saf. Zuni's takes down Saf though. It's switching back. Zuni's takes down Zayd as well. Aspect is in this one and Zuni's is still up, and I think they've done it. I think they've dethroned the kings of high ground.
Literally the clutch factor right there, and all of a sudden Aspect and Zuni's now control the high ground, and it's their turn to put that pressure down. What a great way to retake height now. 9 elims for them, and it's time to run it back. It's going through all these old builds though, making it that much more difficult. They have to get in there. Miro finally gets taken out, and he secures placements as well. As everyone's staying alive right now, they have literally worked their way to placements. They've done the most that they can. Big name still there. Commandment still alive here with Edgy. This is very much possible. Shockwaves from height. They have everything in their power. It's time to come down now. They're running out of mats.
It's a 2v3 right now. We've been talking about Commandment, Aspect. They might be able to do this right now. Who is going to win it? Can Commandment come out on top on the low ground? There it is. Now it is. It's Centered and Commandment versus Zuni's and Aspect. And Centered still had a shockwave. He takes the high ground, but he gets knocked on the fall through. I think they might be going for the heal off. I think Commandment's going to try and pull off the heal off, but no, the shockwave blasted out the 102. There's no way you can win the heal off. And what a big performance. A 12 elimination victory royale. 37-point game. Are you kidding me? What a start to NA.
The big Aspect is back from the ruins to the top of the food chain, and a victory royale right there, and in flashy faction as well. We're going to toss it over to the analyst decks though to break it down, as that was just game number 1.
Monster, that was the first XZ on hype, but it's going to be difficult.
100%. They're trying to set themselves up for success, and credits to Bizu, who hit a monster shot onto Niddle. You can see it's really digging into his health pool. He does not have much left now. 4 eliminations for the mid-ground team. Like we mentioned, it's going over the water. They have the best position to be in. They're just a layer up above. They can actually look down right now and find players swimming in the water. I do wonder if they're going to be looking to do that or just continue to play it safe here. It seems like safety is the way to go right now, though. They're just inching their way forwards right now, trying to stay alive. The hard mats are going to be a huge benefit for them as well right now, because it can't just be harpooned out. Look at Exet. You know they're still up above them. The target comes out. It was a free ramp and a breakdown here. Will they find one? I mean, it's a few tags. A little bit of an upset for them.
Yeah, Clarity G definitely seeing that one, identifying they were held up by 1 ramp, and I was just going to say it's so good to see our low ground team take high ground as Animal goes down in here as well, so they're looking incredibly good. We have the kind of the backup there from Aspect. Animal trying to show that he's still relevant as well. The old Vanguard duo as DJ gets the elimination in the feed as well, but Exet, that was a bit of an upset, but it wasn't enough to derail them. They're looking so good up there now. Who can actually kind of contest this? Who's going to be able to come back? Because I'm seeing a lot of solo players right now, Monster, and I don't know who's going to be able to dethrone them. Day's still down there, Aegis is down there, but it looks like it's going to be on Clarity's team to try and do something. Who is this? Someone's contesting for high ground. It was Mikey right now, but Mikey falls, but taking AV in the process. So right now, it is a bit of an upset. We have Knight on the right side of your screen. We have Shark in there as well. They're trying to do something big, and we get to see what happened on the left. P-God's down there now. Who can actually win this?
Yeah, it's a low ground fight though. Exet firing all bullets up. They've managed to lose it here, and now it's pressure game. How's it gonna work out here? 10 eliminations for the trio. Bounces are coming out. They're really trying to figure it out, and it's a pump shot up to the high ground. Niddle gets taken out, and Exet Shark manages to reclaim the height. What a sick play to secure the high ground here. Knight goes in for the final shots onto P-God. They just wrap it up. Way to do it.
Such an insane finish, but it's worth mentioning there. P-God going down in 2nd place. They were in 3rd on 19 points coming into
back and off of their spacing. God. Back up Acorn here, because they want the room to play with. It's another 2 eliminations now for Knight. Another one's going to tick over from Slacks. That's going to bring them up to 12, and the end game is only now starting to collapse into the final zones. And it's like they haven't even had that much sweat, right? Everyone else is playing like what feels like a World Cup game. For them, they're breathing breezing through what is more like an arena game, right? They just have so much room to mess with.
You talked about space control. They have room to breathe, literally, as we have 4 floppers here. Zuni's going for something we haven't seen much. We're going for the late high ground retake with the floppers. This, it's like there was massive back during solo FNCS. Haven't seen it much in trios with floppers being nerfed. They only give 40 health now, but also just players not being able to stack as many of them as Zuni's goes up, and this is only better for our XZ team on low ground because they are contesting the Kings of High. This is your second place team, and they're doing a good job of it as NPen has 5 eliminations, the full firepower for his team. Zuni's looking to catch up, only has 11 builds though, 1 flopper left, trying to knock this player down, trying to see what he can do, but we know this is a scary player. No matter who it is, it's either Zayt, Saf, or Stretch. It is one of them, and all of them you do not want to be in this position with. As Zuni's though, down to 10 health, takes the flopper. He has to drop down, and there it was Saf. It was the God Pump himself, falls to the God Pump. Zuni's takes him out, but what is going down on the low ground? Because I don't know if they have what they can to overtake this monster. They're not that healthy now. This cost them a lot.
It was just enough to keep them in the game. They're running out of material, though. Even through the siphons, even through the pickups, it's only going to last them oh so much longer. Is it enough to hold this high ground? Does XZ on the low ground have enough to come back up? We're not sure. Teams have been dropped in the process. It is still Shark and Knight, no more AV. Day manages to find his way to the final zone here, but he gets hunted down, and 2 players go flying from Shark. What a play! This is going to give Knight the health advantage. This is going to allow him to stay in the game right now. Zuni's is coming back. That's a siphon! No, don't even eliminate him. He's smart.
That was such a big swing. Shark takes the players out. He's just completely carried this shockwave up. He sacrificed himself for the greater good, but it was the greater good. Aspect's going to lose this. Aspect loses it. XZ wins again. They get back-to-back wins in grand finals in the most exciting fashion. Shark, that was huge. Just 10 eliminations on Knights, an 18 elimination win. Oh my gosh. Fighting from the low ground in the box, and I was right. Avery takes down Shark, though. It is just too much. They get forced up this hill, and right now, Avery, Booger, and Jampa are taking over the low ground. They're going to try and be the kings down here, but they need to do something to go up. They're a full trio. They're looking healthy, but there is still 9 teams in this, 20 players, and they're trying to do exactly what XZ can do, but the crash pad comes out, saves that player. I think that was one of the remaining XZ members, as Ronaldo only falls now, so they're doing well. They're still in this monster.
Yeah, great game to break into top 10 as Edgy gets bodied right now by Avery, and the full follow-up here too. Shockwaves are going to be accessible now to low ground trio. This is huge here. Miro finally falls there. He's inside the zone, but since he's knocked, that means Day's still alive as well. Another elim now. Zum finally gets taken out. It's a top 5 for Ronaldo's trio there. There's 1 squad on high ground. I think Ascended, Commandment, and Edgy, they have that height, so this is their comeback story now too.
I think it might be Bucky. I'm not sure. I think it's a good guess because we saw them in there, but Bucky just took down Miro. So Bucky, Creo, and Kanata are in this somewhere. We don't know who this is. The mystery team is Commandment got Bucky down, though. There are so many big names in this. Bucky's in there. Booger falls now. Commandment takes down Booger. Avery goes around the edge. There are so many players. Reloads the shotgun. He doesn't have enough bullets to do it. Yes, he does. With the reload, he takes them all out. He's literally having to reload between shots. Picks up the 3 shockwaves. There is 2 teams left. What can they do? No, it's Acorn, Jack, and Slacks. We have a random, completely new contender coming out of nowhere, and unfortunately for Avery, it's a 3v1. He's done so much for his team, but he has to do so much more if he wants to win this. I really don't think he stands the chance against Slacks with 3 of the... he has 3 splashes too, so he has the heal off potential. They drop down. What is going on? It is a bounce house. How is Avery still doing this? He falls, but a massive second place, and this is a new team jumping up out of nowhere onto 62 points.
And this is the team that was running through the heats, literally setting up record after record, making it look like they were playing on a completely different region that wasn't ready for their pressure. Slacks, Acorn, Jack, the up-and-comers, rising stars, finally now are going to find themselves propelling up. They had already
take down Posig and they get shockwaves. That's a recipe for success, but unfortunately, it's only 1.
Yeah, and that gives them just a little bit of power to challenge height. Zextro, Macwood, and Calculator have high ground. Zayt, by himself, by the way, has found already 2 eliminations, somehow staying alive and literally keeping his team in the battle right now. Placement points are just around the corner here as we are approaching top 15 now. It's big pressure, though. They're looking up for high ground. Calculator's going to fall. It's too much AR fire, even though Zextro is also going to get knocked now, too, the Kanata. So that's the big knocks right here. And remember, with the 1 shockwave, that's really all you need to rotate. And yes, look, they're going to do it. They're going to get right in front here as a team instead of going for high ground.
But Bucky goes down though, so it's up to Creo and Kanata. They take down Reverse. This team, Daymir and Reverse have been running through everyone in this lobby. I see P-God go down as well, and now Kanata has high ground. They're taking as a duo, but it's nice and late. There's 11 teams, 16 players, so many solos in this one right now, and I'm seeing a bunch of them. I see Avery down there. I see Macwood as a solo as well. I see Snake on the backside, who can do something big, because right now, this is Kanata and Creo's best chance. This is the best position we've seen them in, as Mikey working their way through his mid ground. They have a duo as well. They have the firepower of 2 players, and right now, that is almost a numbers advantage. This endgame was crazy. Almost no one is a full trio.
Yeah, this is looking like a straight-up duos endgame right now, so it's about staying hit-to-hit with your partner and figuring it out. Mikey doing just that, staying right in front of the storm line here, working with one another. Limited builds on the party right there, as you see Kanata on the other side playing a completely different game. High ground dominance, AR fire through the chain here. Mikey's going to find an Elam on the low, and yes, they're going to follow up all the way. So this is a couple big frags for them now to keep them in this run.
And it's going back out through old builds. If it keeps going through old builds like this, and they have the material right now, we saw that Mikey had 3 floppers. We haven't seen a heal-off win today, really. We might see our first. Kanata also has the medkit, has the flopper, and 3 splashes. So if your high ground team is this healthy on white heals, they're going to try and set this to a heal-off. They know that they're only a duo. They don't know that there's no trios down there. So they might try and stall this out, play for the heal-off, because right now, Kanata's got the perfect loadout for it. But Creo and Kanata, always ones looking for as many points as they can. They want to push this advantage and get the eliminations.
There you have it. It's Zum once again as a solo stays alive. Talk about the clutch. The big clutch from Zum to get all the way to the final moments. And that's how the game's going to close out there. Still, valiant effort for Zum. 2 clutches in a row, and then Kanata take the victory. Just maybe, but the shots are coming out. I'm still seeing the Reverse2k, Miro, and Day Squad in the low, though. They're still up. They're playing for first place.
They're playing for first place because this team's trying to have their jump back up, but it's going to be setting themselves up for tomorrow. Daymir and Reverse are already set up for tomorrow, but how far can they push it ahead as Macwood finds the angles and beams up these players? He has that epic assault rifle doing so much damage. Illis falls in the feed. Booger goes down. Eclipse, and oh my gosh, Macwood is just dropping frags on this lobby right now as they rack it up to 5, and they need every single one. 54 points is not enough for your last trio FNCS champions. They've done it before, and they need to do it today. 5 teams alive, 12 players total.
Yeah, still 9 enemies they can drop here. Plenty of placement points. Let's not forget that Victory Royale is worth 25. Ooh. That's what they're hunting for. Big Elam right there for Macwood. Let's go, baby. That's a huge one for them. Calculator playing it nice and safe, keeping his distance between everyone else. On the low ground, C9 Nosh makes it all the way through. But there's a low ground terror still up. It's the full trio of the TNA boys.
The TNA boys, and this is going to be intense right now. This is 4 teams, 10 players. This is 3 full trios and 1 solo. So this is by no means Zexro, Calc, and Macwood's game. There is a lot of firepower down there, and they're going to have to start putting it out very, very soon. They need to start taking some of these players out because any of them can go toe-to-toe as Tabs gets elimination in the feed as well. Macwood's trying to find the angles, seeing what he can do. Calc's up on the high ground because he has the splashes. He has the heal-off potential, and that's what it might come down to as this player comes out and Macwood, of course, connects onto Miro. He's taken down one of the deadly trio, but they need to keep doing it. 2 teams, 6 players. This is it. This is the final of the day 1 games for NA East.
Right here for sure, as you can see the backup passiveness for Macwood. Macwood's gonna back off. He's got the splashes, so the Elam was worth it. He's trying to secure the dub now, keeping his distance. It's a low ground fight. Up they go. The shockwaves, the crash pads. Calc with the clutch pump. Zextro with the clutch follow-up as well. Everyone wins their individual engagements, and game 6 is won by Zextro, Macwood, and Calculator.
Leading the first place before it was the Exit Trio, but guess what? The TNA boys strike back. They said, you know what? We don't need no sharks in the water. We got harpoons, and now we have the first place spot.
And they're the ones that took out X at, you were saying, a new trio. I'm saying it's the new age for these guys. For Day, Miro, and Reverse2k. 44 eliminations, 128 points, and almost 20-point difference from first to second place. They're looking so strong after day number 1.
And no victory royales. You know, Zeke keeps asking me the question when it comes up in the early game, how are these teams going to lay out? And you know what? You said, Shao, the team on top is going to be one who has the most victory royales. Currently, right now, the opposite of that. 0 victory royales up top because this team is just playing very, very consistent low ground, consistent high eliminations. That game picking up 12.